Uncle Bilbo, I can't help but notice that this isn't the way you told the story in the past. Have you, spiced up the story?
Spiced up the story? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean, nephew. This is the same story I told you as a child.
Well, Uncle, here, for example, are 28 pages describing your escape from the elves in the empty wine barrels. It says that you and the dwarves battled the orcs while traveling down the river in the barrels. It goes so far as to say that Fat Bombor flipped up out of the water, rolling along the shore, taking out orcs before bouncing his barrel to the other side of the river, where it shattered. He leaps up, using the broken barrel as armor to fight his way through orcs, and then leap back into the river into a conveniently waiting empty barrel.
What?
I should also point out, Uncle Bilbo, that of course the elves are pursuing you, fighting their way through the orcs as they attempt to recapture you, all the while led by one Prince Legolas, who at one point leaps into the river using the heads of dwarves as stepping stones as he fights his way through the orcs.
Well, that simply didn't happen, Frodo.
Well, I know that, Bilbo. You altered the story somewhat, exaggerated things to make the story have more entertainment value.
No, Frodo, my lad, you don't understand. I didn't write that down. The story has been altered.
You didn't include a romantic subplot with the dwarf Killy and an elf woman?
No!
You didn't write that Prince Legolas decapitates orcs and holds their heads on blades for a moment?
No, of course not, lad.
So you're saying that the dwarves did not make a giant molten gold statue as an act of defiance, that it held its form for a moment and then it collapsed on Smaug?
No! That didn't... No! Look, Frodo, I think someone rewrote my book in the last couple of days.
That would explain the title page, Bilbo.
Let me see it, lad. Ninja on the battlefield. Stallion in the bedroom. The Prince Legolas story. That pointy-eared bastard. Be careful, my boy. When you come back from your adventures and you sit down and write your story, Legolas might come along and rewrite the story to make himself look better. He might include all sorts of insane things like climbing giant elephants or riding a shield down a flight of stairs. Take this sword and mithril vest to protect your story from Legolas. Oh, and to help you on your journey and all that.
I will be careful, Bilbo. There, I have finally completed The Lord of the Rings. Wait, when did he have the opportunity to do that?
This video is dedicated to Bolg, the orc who beat up Legolas. Somehow, I know that in the third Hobbit movie, Legolas will probably decapitate Bolg in the rematch. Then he will flip his head up into the air and put 20 arrows through it before it hits the ground.